Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Hope you're doing well, having a good evening. Well, I have a video here. Shout out to this creator, this woman, and I'm gonna play a little bit of her video. Um, and it talks about white women obsession for black men, and it's another video I want to show you on this topic too. So this should be interesting.
For me, honestly, it's the color. Like, I like dark. I like dark. Dark skin because I like the way it looks against my skin. It's like it's so different. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just love it. And it's the lips for me. It's the build for me. Like I don't know. It's just I like the hair, like the kinky hair. I just love it. There's black men out there that are very like urban, like man hood, like real gangster, and then there's some men out there that are very classy, suited up. You know what I mean? And like GQ status. All women kind of want to be controlled in a way, though. Like we want to be hit with the tate quieto, like I got this. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna tell you what's up.
I prefer to date black men. This bothers more people than it should. I don't just date black men, but when I share this with other people, they want to know why. Why would a white woman want to date a black man so much? The same reason I would want to date any other race. I do think that there are certain traits and characteristics that black men hold that attract me more, and they're attracted to me, and we just click and it's a thing. But overall, it just seems that I have a stronger connection and chemistry with black men than other races. I'm at a point in my life where I want someone that I can grow old with, that I can have a future with. I really don't care what their race is. I'm not saying that this is their intentions because I don't know them, but usually when something like this is asked, there is no right answer. So often, when a white woman shares that she prefers to date black men, it is then a firing show against the white woman and against black men. It's okay for you to not understand why a white woman would want to date a black man. It's not yours to understand, and it's also okay to keep those thoughts in your head. 5 reasons why I prefer to date a black man. Before getting started, I want to say that one, not all black men hold these traits. I don't think every black man walking is like this because everyone's a human being in their own person, right? Also, other men from other races can also hold these. This is just my experience for the 100th time. When I am single and dating, I will consider all races. But let's get into it. Reason number 1, dominance and masculinity. And this goes beyond their physical appearance, although it doesn't hurt. I love a man that is masculine, dominant in a healthy way. That provider energy. I don't gotta tell them that they need to work. I don't need to take care of them. Without me, they're gonna do fine. Reason number 2, I don't have to tell them to behave, ever. I spend a lot of money, time, and energy in my appearance, and I want my man to do the same. And cleaning themselves with a washcloth, big plus. I am neurodivergent. I also have trauma. So I do not want to walk on eggshells. I don't want passive aggressive. I just want you to tell me how it is. Black men do that. I don't ever have to question what they're thinking or if they're bothered. They're like, this is what's up, Stephanie. Which I also appreciate in the talking stage because I never have to guess if a black man is actually into me. He lets me know right off the bat. The affection and intimacy and closeness is top of the line. Adult activity is more than just that. I feel like I'm more than just a body laying next to them. Gentleman level times 10. Open the door, open the car door. A year and a half that I've been with my man right now, I have never carried in a bag or a luggage. One time we had to switch rooms and he told me to go lay down and he moved all of our stuff. All of our stuff. While I just laid in the bed like a little princess. I've never felt disrespected by a black man before. The character values and ethics for me has always been top notch in the black men I've known or dated, like even just friends. Now again, not every black man's a great man. This is more than 5, but I love a man that's like protective and territorial in a healthy way, not like you're not wearing that kind of thing, but like that's a lot of skin, Stephanie. It's not for everyone, but I love that. I've always been treated in such a respectful way that it makes me want to return that to them. I want to match that energy. I love a man that I can just have natural chemistry and connection. I've also found that most black men that I've come in contact with are just funny as hell. I love laughing. I love it.
Why white girls prefer black guys. Some white girls are attracted to black guys for a mix of cultural, physical, and emotional reasons. Confidence, charisma, athletic build, and unique style often stand out. Many also admire the strong sense of rhythm, humor, and resilience. For others, it's about breaking stereotypes, exploring diversity, or simply personal chemistry. Love knows no color.
I'm also fine. Welcome to Unfiltered for You. And today we are having another controversial topic that has always heated up debate and sparking up controversies. And this topic is about white women are preferring black men in marriage, in relationships, in dating over their own race. So why do so many people get heated up with this topic, and why are there so many controversies when this happens? Like when you see a black man with a white woman. Yeah, let's jump into this video and listen to the white ladies what they have to say as to why they choose, or as to why they chose black men over their white men.
It's gonna sound so ridiculous and so white girl-ish. But I would say I've been like this basically since I knew I was attracted to men.
Yeah.
That I kind of was attracted to a darker skin color.
Let's say that again. What kind of skin color was you attracted to? We win again. We all agree. We are the superheroes on Earth.
I used to play soccer, right?
Okay.
And there is not a lot of black men in Denmark.
Right.
We have a little bit, but it's not like here.
It ain't American black.
No.
It ain't the same.
At all. So, like, looking back, I'm like, where did I get this, like, itch from?
Man, it's an itch. Can I scratch it? No, sir.
No, and then I realized, like, my whole life I've been so into music, you know? And, like, MTV music videos and MTV Cribs, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I think, like, underlining in my brain have, like, constantly, like, put that in there.
Yes.
When I then came to America, I was completely, like, baffled. I was like, oh, it's really like this.
For sure.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I've been asked this question for a long time. How do I, as a blind woman, know I like black men? Well, I do for many reasons. Number one, confidence and strength, and a lot of heart. Two, honestly, they approach me. They have the goal to approach me and say hi and date me. And so that started when I was younger, as far as not the, whole dating thing, but being treated as if I'm quote unquote normal, basically. It was never a thing, I mean, obviously, everyone is an individual, and some people are not so nice and some people are nice. But overall, in my experience, it's always been positive. I have, as an adult or as a teenager, I felt more like they saw me feminine, more sexy, more accepted. And that's the black culture, period. Because I want to emphasize that as well. It's not like it's a fetish. It's just been a preference because of my experience. I've been turned down by, well, I won't say turned down, but Mexican men have not given me, I'm Mexican, the attention or chance or opportunity. I remember being in high school, and yes, I know high school is a long time ago, right? But in high school, I would hear them talk about me, saying, oh yeah, she's this or that, but she can't see. And I'm just like, dude, I can hear you though. But anyway, I didn't get that with black men and young men when I was younger as well. Then I had children, and I had a relationship for 16 years, and they are biracial. So that was my young adult life. And then after that, I've had a relationship with another gentleman. And honestly, it's who I'm attracted to. And I know I can't see the skin tone, but I had my sight at one time, and the skin tone is beautiful. All shades, and all shades of black or chocolate. And it's just beautiful to me. And the culture in general, if you go to my pages, you'll see I represent very much and share knowledge, like, as much as I can anyway. Again, my kids are biracial, so it's more than just some fetish or anything like that. So I wanted to respond to Christy's comment here about dating black guys and it not just being the way that they look. And I've tried to, explain this on my platform, and some people just don't get it. They just think it's a superficial thing. They think it's a novelty. They think it's just to get attention. And for me, it's not. I've literally been decades with a black man, and it's not about the superficial things that you see about them. It's all of it. It's everything with the black culture, music, food, just like she's saying, church. The two churches that I still go to this day are both black churches. I attend the Lighthouse in Houston. I am so happy that is one thing we got from COVID is the churches live streaming the sermons, because I attend Tuesdays and Sundays, and I absolutely love attending that church. I also follow the Potter's House and have been, and I love that church. And I've been to some of these non-denominational churches that are mixed diversities, but they just don't hit me the way that these other churches do. And I love that about the black culture. Like, it's just great to see people really bonding through God and not being afraid to open up and be themselves. And I'm not saying that other churches don't do that. It's just I feel at home there and welcome, and it doesn't matter what color my skin is. It's just everyone loves each other, and we're there to praise God as one, and it's beautiful. The way the family dynamic is, how highly respected the mothers are in black culture. I just love when men absolutely love their mother. I mean, it's so just beautiful. And okay, he can be a mama's boy, but at the end of the day, if that man loves his mom like that, just imagine how he's gonna love you. And I mean, that says a lot to me. And then when you see a man that just absolutely adores his children, whether or not he's with the mother of them or not, he's still there, present, given his all to them. And it's just beautiful to see. And that is the type of things that attract me to date black men. Nigeria. Nigeria!
Let me stop this right here and interject. This is what I'm talking about. It's not always about the stereotype, and people need to be official. It's something more. Each individual have their own difference of opinion. But I'm glad she mentioned about spiritual, because there in some churches, black churches, it's something spiritual. They not against to really praise and honor the God. It's not like I've been in some churches where, in no offense, in some churches that were white, they were like stiff necked. They barely say hallelujah after they hear messages. So that was very encouraging. I mean, they can barely say amen. Don't say amen. Don't say nothing. Just sit there like. I'm like, man, do you understand how powerful the word is that man up there preaching? But I like what she said. That's really, really phenomenal for her, that woman to say that. But and this goes to show you, it comes down to the individual person. It has nothing to do with it. It's something deeper. And I'm gonna tell you my story after this.
The leading method of suicide is by firearm, by a wide margin.
Black men who date white women we always chose wrong. It's not because of the race. Black women hate us so much.
If you're black, you are more likely to grow up in a single-parent home. You hate black women, you're so racist, which is honestly out.
I really like white girls because it's just so different.
They date y'all because they can't date.
At the end of the day, we're just different shades of it. A person can just choose who makes them feel good.
We don't want you, money or not. Still, dark and ugly.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, a weakness in him. Ooh. Something in him is weak.
What?
When I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know that sits behind that, I think, oh, she must have got she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
You can't make okay. We all know what it is. That's the sad thing. The Pookies, the Tyrones, and they blame it on a regular guy.
This one might get me canceled, but I feel like I have to speak on this. Yesterday, I saw an interview with two African American women, and I say African American because it is relatable to the story, and they were speaking on interracial couples. I believe their exact words were, black women with white men are tired. They're tired of dealing with their own race, is the way she explained that, decided they wanted to date white men. Then she says, black men who date white women are weak. This right here is what fired me up. A little backstory, I'm married to an African American man, especially coming from a black woman, saying that black men are weak for dating a white woman. Black men are not weak for dating white women. My husband had been through so much before me and dated strictly in his race his whole life until we got together when he was 22, 23, somewhere in there, and been treated like absolute trash. But that's not to say that's technically black women. It's just the people he was picking. Same thing goes for me. I have never technically dated a white man. I've always dated black men. But I always chose wrong. It's not because of the race. It's not. I'm so sick of people throwing race into everything. Because black men who date white women are just as tired as the black women who date white men.
And you know what's wild? It's not about race. Like, I come from New York, and there are so many different cultures there. But when you're in the hood, see, when I was in Queens growing up, nothing but black. But I must say this: when you grow up, and I'm sure other ladies as well that are the same complexion or darker or the same color as me, dated some men outside their race, I don't care. Because in New York, that's a known thing. You can be that alt-right, black person all you want. There's so many different cultures and beauty out there. How could you not? But you have these things that are pushed from a small minority on a majority. And it gets out of control.
I feel like it's just the people that they're picking. I felt like that lady was coming for my husband, even though obviously she wasn't. But he deserved to be treated the way I was treating him, and vice versa. Just like he had been dating in his race his whole life until he met me. It's not because I was white. I had been dating black men my whole life, and he is a black man. I didn't switch the race. It's not about race. I have a whole bunch on this topic, and I've chosen to stay silent for the most part, but at the same time, like I said, I feel like she was going for my husband, even though she technically wasn't.
Why do white women get so much flack for liking black men? And then why do black women hate us so much? I don't discriminate. I like white guys too.
This is the reason why I don't get about men choosing to date white women, Mexicans, whatever, over black women. I personally don't care. Why would I care unless there's some insecurity there or lack of abundance, lack of options, whatever. So for one, if you actually look at these guys who switch from black women to non-black women, you'd understand that they already gave them a chance. But a lot of the times, these black women don't give them a chance. Am I saying all black women are the same? Obviously not. It doesn't take even a retard can understand this. But it's more of like a lot of these black women do not create a safe place, which the blame is put on both of them, because a lot of black women grow up in an environment where they learn it's not safe to trust
what I'm trying to say is these black women don't want these men. And then when these men say, okay, you know what, I accept that, I respect that, you don't want to date me, so I'm just going to go for a different race. And then they're all like, oh my god, excuse me, oh my god, coffee. And then they're going to start saying, you hate black women, you're so racist, which is honestly a cop-out. It shows her personal damage and her emotional baggage. She is so traumatized that when she sees a black man dating a white woman, the first thing she thinks is to tear that woman down for her race. Like, there's seriously something wrong with people who do that. Like, white women, or white people in general, they do experience racism, but white women do get victimized by black women. And, I'm going to see the comments where people are going to judge me for my skin tone. Oh, you're light skinned, you're mixed, or you're white. Oh, I love that whenever people make that false accusation against me. They call me white when they have absolutely no proof to back it up. And that's what these women will do. They will make false accusations against other women. They will bully other women for trying to promote kindness.
Can I stop right here? You know why some black people be saying stuff like that and would come at her like that? Because that comes from a slave. That comes from the deep wounded mindset that's taught down by a generation of black people that go back to the plantation. And some of us have that. Some people, not in every black family, but they always tend to do stuff like this. And that's something that in America, that's how because what happened was, this goes back that the house Negro and the field Negro. And if you were 3/5, I'm telling you, all this is kind of connected. And this been carried on among the black community, African American community, for centuries. So this what they would do is take a snag and dig at each other like.
And they're proving my point even more. At the end of the day, if you want to be desirable, stop looking at your race and start looking at your character. Of course you're going to blame your race because you don't want to do the hard work. You want to take the easy way out. But the hard work is to look at yourself and be all like, what am I presenting about myself? As a society, we need to come together and make ourselves desirable instead of hating on other people who are desirable and desired by others. When I'm on coaching, is it my thigh?
That's what's happening. Hating because they can't do, or hating because I refuse to change. I'm not changing for no one, and I'm sticking to it, and I'll fight to the death to make sure I don't change the way I came in. The way I came in, I'm going out that same way. That same attitude I had, I'm gonna keep it. So I want guys that will accept that attitude. Because they don't want us anyway. And you know what? Most men aren't accepting it. So go for Pookie. Go for Tyrone. Better call Tyrone. He just go smash it and dash. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Finally cracked the code on why niggas be liking white girls so much, and why they be with that whole oh, if it's not snowing, I'm not going. Honestly, bro, and listen, I'm speaking from a neutral place because I like all girls, you know what I'm saying? I like all races. It don't matter what color you are. If you look good, you look good, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I feel like I really like white girls because it's just so different, you know what I'm saying? And it's low-key hella fun too, cause y'all are coming from so different of a background, I don't know, it just make things more interesting, it make it more fun, I don't know, I feel like that's really what it be though, it's just fun, cause it's you're not supposed to be doing it, but you're doing it.
I can explain it in short form for you. They have a will to live. They're not in survival mode. Men get tired of dealing with females in survival mode. And if you're used to that and you came up with a mother like that, and then you meet someone that's a white woman, or not even white, could be Spanish, could be Indian, dated all around the rainbow. Seriously, all around the rainbow. Spanish, Indian, what other cultures out? Right? Different forms of white, different forms of Indian, different forms of Spanish. It keeps going and going and going. And a lot of men need to find that. And then this is what happens. Men do that. They date outside, and they say, you know what? I'm never going back.
That's true.
And it hurts. It hurts.
When black men come out here and really tell it for what it is, okay? So Terrell Owens is a football player. He has some things to say that I wish a lot more black men would come forward and say. But the fact that he was able to be vulnerable, it's like, okay, I see what he's saying, but it still don't make it right. Let's go.
My experience with black women growing up wasn't so good. When I started dating white girls, my first experience with white girls was when I went to college.
There was something dangling in his ear.
Black girls, when I was in college, they did not like me. I was skinny, I was strong.
Now, I don't think the black women, if you wore that earring, black women ain't. Okay? We don't do dangly earrings, especially crosses, on the supposedly heterosexual black men. We just don't do that. But keep it going.
Right. I was teased from high school, even college. I got teased for being dark skinned.
Damn,
So
they tease you, cuz?
yeah, so there was a lot of selfish things.
It's not funny, Tasha.
Right. You know, I'm being dead honest. So when I got my opportunity, my first experience with a white girl, it wasn't bad, but that wasn't. I just totally gravitated to white girls up there.
Right.
Now where I am, it's not even about color. It's not even about race. For me, it's about somebody that I have some chemistry with, good energy, and a
Attitude.
good vibe with.
Yeah?
I attempted to date black girls when I was younger. I wasn't as handsome as I am now. I didn't have the beautiful smile as I had now. And I was confused. Right. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Listen up to my white women. You have to understand, when these brothers do date you, they date y'all because they can't date. I just wouldn't want to be used like this. I wouldn't want to be a default. Do you understand what I'm saying? It sounds like a lot of his...
It's not a default. They see it as a compliment. Because you saying, I have a better attitude than Sharkeisha.
Yep.
I
Yep.
got a phonics clip for Sharkeisha.
Yeah.
When she flipping out ready to fight a guy,
Mm-hmm.
and you go from that
Mm-hmm.
to, oh, hey, what do you need?
Right.
Then when you're in college,
Exactly. Exactly.
You need me to help you get that report in?
Exactly.
I'll do it for you. The guy's like, what?
Yeah.
He's in college. You need me to iron that shirt for you? For you to go to the ball? For football? Honey? Stop, baby.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing here?
Let me stop it right here. Now, let me tell you about my version of why I dated white women in the past. And it's just like what Terrell said. It's just chemistry, it's energy, and so you don't really set out to bit particularly just to date. You have good and you have bad experiences. Hope that light was shining in my face. So you have good and bad experiences with women. All women. But to be honest with you, the first time I lost my virginity was to a white woman. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe that's probably what it was. It was a long time ago. That was just I was early. I was in my late teens. You just wanted to hang, and at the time, it's like Terrell. Some women some black women weren't feeling you, and it was kind of like that. Maybe it's more like it's communication. it may be because you don't communicate right, or maybe, I mean, it has to be your clothes got to be at a certain style. I don't know. It could be numerous things, but overall, it depends on the woman of a different race you get with. That I've dealt with some white women that was just dingy, dingy on some dumb stuff. But just get to know. But most of the time, the ones I got along with is that they were really nice. I mean, they were more easy to talk to. They seemed more empathetic, sympathetic, feminine, good by nature, and that's what the qualities. I mean, you find, this the ones I've come across, and there probably some still out there. You don't have to be a superstar looking man. They really, once they get to know your personality, they really like your personality. Some might like you if you got a quirky personality, and they ain't telling you, just odd because you're a black man. You got this type of personality. They just take you as, some of them take you as your personality. If you like, I don't know, do some off-brand sport that or off-brand hobby, it might be a white woman that like that, but where a black woman might think you kind of weird, kind of strange, and they won't be able, they can't accept it because they be like, and they'll say something like, that's not what black people, we don't do that. But you might be a black man that do something that maybe the white women might find something that you're interested in. So that could be the case. With me, it's just like, it's like a flow. They feeling you feeling them, and it's like, bam. When that first, second, third date, it just clicks smoothly. It's about chemistry, and it's just, man. The few ones that I dated that hit with, I didn't get a chance to marry none of them or be engaged with them, but it's just that it's just a time, and I could say this, it's just that it all comes down to it. But when you have your women telling you you're not fine enough, or you're not really, you're a friend enough, but you're not fine enough, or you might not be appealing enough, then it's like, okay, I would hear this sometimes from black women, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to these other women over here, and I've talked to both black and white women, but some black women, I wasn't to their appeal, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna brand my wide open. If I don't look that good, and your idea of a man by a certain demeanor or personality, hey, maybe I'll find a woman, because that's basically what a man's a black man, like any man, is looking for, a woman that accepts his personality. That's if he feel like being bothered with it, and that's what it all comes down to. It comes down to your personality, and really in the chemistry. Some white women have good chemistry with black men. I mean, this is the way it is, and it's like you don't have to get extra agitated, extra. You don't have to. You can be yourself. I mean, like I said, it depends on the white woman you get with. You don't have to. But with black women, it's like with some of them, it's just like you got to be this, that, and other. Your attitude. If you don't catch your interest, if you don't act a certain way, if you don't come up super aggressive a certain kind of way, they think something wrong with you, or you lame or some stuff. And because this is what the type of men that they're attracted to. But if you're not that type of man, and you just kind of lay it back and you just cool, I mean, everybody has a moment they get pushed. Everybody got their limit. But if you don't act a certain way right away, if you don't check her a certain type of way, you got to deal with that kind of mentality. And maybe it might be a type of black man that don't act like that. Well, to some black women, they think that's something odd with you with that. Or they think that, okay, since you a super nice guy, I'm going to manipulate and crap, so you might get the one, and this can happen to any other race of women, but you get the one that's trying to manipulate and try to be like your mama. They be trying to, they're not trying to be your they're not trying to be your companion at this point. They're talking to you like, you have to kind of let her know, hey, no, you my woman. You're not my mama. You know? And some of them don't know when to hold the mouth and hold the line. That's just, they make up excuses. That's just them because they've been taught to be strong and they got to be. But all women are taught to be strong. If you're a single woman, raising kids, whatever race of woman you are, you're a strong woman holding it down, and you're going to work, and you're a single mother. You're strong no matter who you are, no matter what part of the world you're from. So it doesn't matter, and that's the thing that gets me too. But when it comes to companionship, then women know if they didn't work out with the ex-husband, the ex-boyfriend, it depends on the woman you get with, that she understands what the relationship about. She knows she has to come down and decrease. Some black women don't have the patience to decrease because they so hype up here. They so with the mouth and everything, and that's what it is. And they know how to say words that kind of try to hit at you in a way. And it's like, man, it's like, hey, go on down with that, come on down with it. And that's what I think. That's why but some black men can put up with it. Some black men can hang with a black woman like that. It all comes down to chemistry. You gotta be overly masculated because you gotta deal with that masculine spirit. And some black women come across with that masculine spirit. This is what we try to tell. Some try to tell them, and it's something that there's some, and I think with the other women, they have more of a feminine spirit. They resist. They might, push back, but it's not to a degree that you gotta, like, you gotta get her, like, you gotta get with the man. Like you talking to another man, and that's probably, I think that's probably what it is. Some women, I'm not saying all black women, but the ones that I do, they had that mouth all their life. We have some people is in your family like that. That's why only type of man got to deal with that. He's either had to go and get drink and dealing with something like that, and go smoke stuff because she gonna go off the hook. And that's the truth. There's some women like, and some men can and there's some men that can be like, she mean two people that's like this neighbor over here, him and his girlfriend over here. I mean, I'm like, it'd be like, damn. I mean, like, shit, they come out the doggone apartment arguing, like I was telling you before, and they're a black couple, and there's people that are boyfriend girlfriend, but I never I hear the white couple. I don't hear them arguing like that, So, and the couple boyfriend girlfriend. Now, once in a while, there's another guy and his girlfriend. They would get into it once in a while, but not like the black couple here. And they a white couple too. But anyway, that's here. They say you're dealing with a masculine personality of some women, and they say that's being strong. You don't understand it. Some we had to be stronger as the woman. The black woman got to be. You understand that you got to be tough, but damn, but some black women just got to understand if you don't have the feminine, you're gonna keep driving men away. That was the whole point about it. It's not to put down, but this is from what I've encountered. It seemed like it was more like the chemistry, and they were into me, not telling me about some other dude and telling me how fine some other dude is. When I'm with that woman, she's with me. I don't know, the dude don't want to be here about how fine another dude is. In front, some black women have a tendency to do that. And so, because when you with the white woman, you the prize. Your personality. I don't see why she said this. He look kind of goofy or whatever to me. I may look kind of goofy to you, but maybe to this white female, she know more about my personality. And maybe I ain't gotta have all this over the top stuff, like some like some black women want. You gotta have a degree. You gotta be 6 feet tall. I mean, this can go to any other woman, but it's like in America, the first women that mention that behind some white women is some black women pushing it. Well, he gotta be 6 feet tall. He gotta be a certain this. He gotta make a certain this. And they say all this, And then, when you call them out on it, they get mad and defensive. Well, I can take care of my own. I can make my own. I don't need you. I'm independent. And I've heard, and you heard some white women say this. But why is it that you come across, now let's take this for example. Let's take another race of people. You see some Latino men, right? Some Latino men work construction. Some Latino men build houses. Do their girlfriends or their wives tell them that, you ain't 6 feet tall, you need to be six figures? I have never heard a woman from Nicaragua, a woman from Guatemala. I've never heard this. I never heard an Ecuadorian woman say this when it comes to her men. But it seems like when it comes to American black women, you gotta have all these different things. And I'm just saying, and I'm just look at that relationship. You never see that. Even with some Mexican, because they got, even though, and it could be some machismo, macho stuff going on. The men over in that community do what they do. They have this sombrero. They got their own way about themselves. They come in, hard days works. Any woman, they probably go at it once in a while. Over something with the kids running around the house, stuff like that. You anybody come across it. But one thing about it, you never hear them say that. And they work just as hard like the black man and the white man. But you never heard them women ever say that. I've never heard a Guatemalan, a Mexican, a Honduran, or any of these women saying that. Not that there might be some out there, but most of the time, all this is about the culture. They understand their man's out there working. And their husband go do what he do. His wife go work, do her little business, whatever she got to do. But they together. And it's like, and I seen that when I was in the Hispanic church. And it's the chemistry. I'm not saying that, who knows, they might bit and fight and everything. But we can learn. And you ever notice that majority of them together. Or if they with somebody, they about to get married, get into a relationship. Most of the Latino men probably get, and they got the language going on, because if they go back and they meet, let's say you meet a Guatemalan woman from Mexico, they got that thing going on. But it's not like you gotta be 6 feet tall, you gotta make 6, 7, 8 figures, you gotta have 2, 3 degrees. Why do black women do that? Why do some white women do that? So that's why, some men, probably white and black, they go to the women too, and they don't require them. No, they're good, hardworking men, and they respect that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is what you do. You telling, and then you belittle and put down your men, and the men that are good-hearted, that's not abusive, not cheating, don't verbally abuse you. And you treat, if there must be something wrong with him. You got some women that think like that. They're used to that kind of verbiage and garbage. And you might be a man you just want you had a point in your life, you want comfort and peace. Well, you get one of these women that they too much with their mouth, and you just deal with it because you want a companion. You might be attracted to her body, whatever, but her personality sucks. And why would I be around with somebody that got a suck personality? That's what it comes down to. It's your personality. You're mean, you're putting down, comparing me to somebody else, whatever. You tell me how fine. Hey, okay, if that's what you want, go to Pookie over there with the 6 abs. I don't give a shit, But I know when it comes to his character, he ain't gonna give a shit about you. All he wanted is that thing, as AC would say, tizzy tour. That's it. He pop a couple babies, he going to the next woman. But that's what you chase behind and go through all that toxicity drama with him. If that's your type of thing, I ain't that type of man for you. Because that's your idea of a black man. And there's some black women that know what I'm talking about. They attract that kind of black man. Or if it's a good man, you try to manipulate the man to kind of control that man. And like I said, it's all about communication. Then you put him down, and you throw some back up in his face, and you did this, I don't know, try to hurt his manhood, and you don't give a shit. So maybe that's why some black men are kind of straight away. It's your personality. I've been telling. It has, less. It might be the sex thing, but it could be that could be part of it. But it's your personality. If you don't have a pleasant personality, a pleasant demeanor, and you think that and that's just I'm just not a sister. Y'all think of I'm gonna smile and meet. We sister girls ain't like that. Well, that's the reason why men are not approaching you. But it's kind of funny. A white guy can come along and say a few things, and you just kind of deflate all that. I'm saying, and if it is, it is. We ain't mad. We ain't mad at the dude. But don't you sit up there and get mad if you see a black dude do that. Because you're not attracted to that black dude. You know what type of dude you're attracted to. You one of them kind of females, either you're the manipulator, controller, procrastinator. You got to be extremely dominant. You got to be extremely wrestle your masculinity, and then someone you give them some femininity. That's how some females is. That's why they lose out. But then again, there's some black females that understand what I'm talking about. They understand because it's a natural thing. If you're not a female, don't have it naturally, and you're masculine, you coming off kind of masculine. I don't know. You borderline, lesbian. I don't know. Because you too masculine. Voice is masculine, personality masculine. Hey, it's like the one. It's like, are you sure you want a man? Hey, if you want another woman, hey, let me know. I'm looking for something feminine. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, you guys take care. See you on the next video. Like and subscribe. Hey, but hey, if you're the kind of woman, if you're a feminine black woman, it's being my time a good black man to come along. But if you're not that type of stereotype of then you know what I'm talking about. But the women around you, that's strong, tough, sister girl tough, that's why she's single all these years. That's your answer. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.